Welcome back. Today, we are diving into one of the true giants of the earth-moving world, a machine that represents both brute force and refined engineering. The Komatsu D275AX 5EO crawler dozer is not a machine you come across every day. This isn't a compact piece of equipment for landscaping jobs, and it isn't something you'd see parked in a suburban driveway. It is an earth-moving powerhouse designed for mining, heavy-duty construction, and large-scale infrastructure work. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this dozer is considered a legend among professionals, what it offers in terms of exterior strength, interior operator comfort, performance on the ground, and finally, what kind of investment you're looking at if you're considering bringing one of these beasts to your fleet. The first thing that hits you when you see the D275AX 5EO in person is its sheer presence. This dozer tips the scales at over 50 tons, and when it rolls onto a job site, everyone notices. Its design language screams durability and toughness. Komatsu built the D275 with a monocoque track frame and a strong hull structure that provide not only rigidity, but also a surprising level of resilience when faced with the punishing environments it is meant to conquer. This isn't a machine designed for light work. The heavy steel construction, reinforced joints, an enormous blade up front make it very clear that the D275AX is in its element when moving thousands of cubic meters of soil, sand, or rock. The proportions are simply massive. At more than 10 meters long, including the blade and ripper, close to 4 meters high, and nearly 4 meters wide, the machine dominates the space it occupies. Even standing near the tracks, you realize how overbuilt every component is. The track shoes themselves, standard at 610 millimeters wide, look like slabs of armor, and there are 39 of them per side. They dig in with 88 millimeters of grouser height, ensuring traction even on loose gravel or clay. Speaking of the tracks, Komatsu's kabugi undercarriage system is one of the standout features here. On most machines, rollers and tracks take an absolute beating, leading to uneven contact with the ground and premature wear. The K-boogie system solves this by allowing the boogies to oscillate, keeping the track rollers in constant contact with uneven terrain. This design not only improves ride comfort and stability, but also extends undercarriage life, which is crucial when you're dealing with a machine of this scale. Fewer shocks and jolts transferred into the frame means less maintenance and more uptime, and for contractors, uptime equals profitability. Up front, the blade is equally impressive. The D275AX 5EO is often configured with Komatsu's Sigma Dozer blade, which has a capacity of nearly 15 cubic meters. This blade design isn't just about brute size. It uses a unique curved profile that allows material to roll more efficiently, meaning you can move more earth with less effort. Komatsu claims productivity gains of up to 15% compared to traditional blade designs, and operators in the field consistently back up those numbers. If you prefer, the machine can also be fitted with a semi-U blade, which carries just over 13 cubic meters. Either way, the dozer is capable of shifting truly enormous volumes of material in a single pass. Behind the machine, the optional multi-shank or variable pitch ripper further extends its capabilities. This allows the D275 to tear into compacted ground, frozen soil, or even shale, loosening up the earth before the blade comes through for the push. Now let's talk about access and serviceability. Komatsu understands that machines like this live in environments where downtime is costly. That's why the D275AX 5EO has been engineered with maintenance in mind. Gullwing-style engine side covers open wide to expose the engine and key components. Centralized service points mean that checks and routine tasks are done quickly, without crawling under awkward spaces. The modular powertrain design allows major components to be removed and replaced with relative ease. That doesn't mean it's cheap to maintain. This is still a 50-ton machine. But it does mean that service crews can do their work efficiently, minimizing the hours a machine sits idle. Stepping up into the cab, you might expect the operator's environment to be a noisy, rattling steel box. but Komatsu has gone out of its way to make this an unexpectedly refined workspace. The cab is hexagonal, pressurized, and sealed to keep out dust, a crucial consideration on construction and mining sites. The windows are large and tinted, offering excellent visibility while cutting down glare from the operator's seat. You can see not only the blade edges but also much of the ripper when working in reverse. The seat itself is fully adjustable and even rotates 15 degrees to the right. That small detail makes a huge difference when you're using the ripper for extended periods, since it reduces the strain on your neck and back. Ride comfort is enhanced further by vibration-absorbing cab damper mounts. Anyone who has spent a long shift in heavy equipment knows that constant vibration is a killer. It fatigues the body and can even cause long-term health issues. By isolating the cab from the mainframe, Komatsu significantly reduces the transmission of jolts and vibrations into the operator. The result is a smoother ride, even when the undercarriage is dealing with rocky or uneven ground. Over the course of a 10 or 12-hour shift, that comfort matters enormously. Controls are another strong point. Komatsu uses what they call the Palm Command Control System, or PCCS, instead of multiple levers and pedals. Operators guide the machine with ergonomic joysticks that fall naturally to hand. One lever controls motion and steering, while another controls the blade. The integration of these controls means less physical effort and more precise operation. The travel control console is even mounted to the seat itself, so it moves with the operator, always remaining in the optimal position. Paired with intuitive controls is a sophisticated monitoring system. The instrument panel is laid out clearly, displaying vital information at a glance. Warnings and machine status updates are easy to read, reducing the risk of overlooking a problem in the heat of work. Of course, the D275AX5EO is also connected through Comtrax, Komatsu's telematics system. This allows fleet managers to remotely monitor machine location, operating hours, fuel consumption, and even error codes. That kind of data makes it far easier to manage maintenance schedules and optimize fleet performance. All of this is backed by serious performance under the hood. The D275AX5EO is powered by Komatsu's SAA6D140E5 engine, a 6-cylinder turbocharged diesel that produces 452 gross horsepower. It runs at 2,000 revolutions per minute and delivers a net output of about 449 horsepower. That might not sound like an astronomical number compared to some modern mining dozers, but remember, this engine is tuned not for top speed, but for relentless torque and durability. It is designed to keep pushing heavy loads hour after hour, day after day, without complaint. It also meets EPA Tier 3 and EU Stage IIIA emission standards, showing Komatsu's efforts to balance performance with environmental considerations. Power delivery is handled by a torque flow transmission with a single-step torque converter and automatic lockup. This setup ensures that engine power is transmitted efficiently to the tracks, and when conditions allow, the lockup function eliminates converter slip, improving fuel efficiency. The transmission also features an auto downshift function. That means if the load increases and the machine begins to bog down, it will automatically shift to a lower gear, keeping momentum without requiring operator intervention. Top speed is about 11 km per hour forward and nearly 15 km per hour in reverse. Of course, in heavy pushing, you'll rarely see those numbers, but the availability of higher speeds for repositioning is important. Hydraulics are just as sophisticated. Komatsu employs a closed-center load sensing system, which adjusts hydraulic flow precisely according to demand. This provides smooth and responsive control of the blade and ripper while reducing wasted energy. Steering is achieved through Komatsu's hydrostatic steering system, which delivers independent hydraulic power to each track. This allows the D275AX to make smooth turns, counter-rotation turns, and even pivot turns, providing excellent maneuverability. For such a large machine, it is surprisingly agile when working in confined spaces relative to its size. Another highlight is the fuel and fluid capacities. With an 840-litre fuel tank, The D275AX can run long shifts without frequent refueling. Engine oil capacity sits at 52 liters, transmission and steering oil at 90 liters, and each final drive at 40 liters. These generous capacities support extended operating intervals, again keeping the focus on maximum uptime. Cooling is handled by a hydraulically driven fan that adjusts speed according to temperature, saving power and reducing noise when full cooling isn't needed. Now, let's circle back to real-world productivity. The combination of the Dozer blade and massive torque allows operators to move material extremely efficiently. Whether it's stockpiling, stripping overburden in mining, or shaping large embankments on civil projects, the D275AX delivers consistent results. Field reports highlight how effectively the blade rolls material forward rather than spilling it, minimizing passes and reducing fuel burn per cubic meter moved. When ripping is needed, the variable pitch ripper makes short work of compacted soil or rock, allowing the blade to follow through without excessive wear or wasted effort. So, what does all this cost?